what we have here. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? And we have another rendition of 6MK versus KEV. This is solo dolo style with your boy 6Man K Styles. And today's conversation that we're going to have here is we are looking at another disgruntled player that possibly may be one out of his prospective team. So, as y'all got a chance to check out Mad Mike Sports right before this is my opinion on the situation in itself. And as we got going on here, Keyshawn Vlad, you got Derek Hughes, Xavier Littman, you got Smooth C78, King Treyway, we got Big Ant in the building, y'all. So for y'all that probably already know, your boy Micah Parsons may possibly want out of Dallas. Now, everybody already know what that means. When a player wants out of a particular team, here comes Falcon fans. He needs to be in the uniform. Now, pretty much what, and there, that's a good question. Was it about the money? Let's be honest. That's what all this shit is about. This is all about the money. Because you have to think about it. Once they gave Dak Prescott the extension they did a couple years ago, and then CD Lamb as well, this was the question that was going to come up: is when was it going to be Michael Parsons' turn? As you already know, he's a average 13 sack a year guy. And is one of the guys that was coveted by a lot of people that is involved with the Atlanta Falcons. So, yes, I'm going to go ahead and answer that question for you. Would I like to see Micah Parsons in a Falcon uniform? Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. To pull off a trade of that magnitude is going to have to come down to a multitude of factors. Now, what I mean by a multitude of factors, you're talking about having space, money space. You gotta have, like I said, you gotta have something of value to give up. And the thing is how soon are you going to give him his contract? Because I think he's on the last year, but I think he's on the last year or his 5th year option or something like that. So he's looking for the bag. Now, I've seen a lot of people talk about this, as far as what I seen on Twitter was, let's just give up Kyle Pitts, Jalen Walker, and a 1st round pick. Let me repeat that. This is what's buzzing on Twitter. Kyle Pitts, Jalen Walker, and a 1st round pick. That ain't enough. That ain't enough. Let me tell you why that's not enough. Because first of all, we've already kind of have it in our mind that Kyle Pitts is not going, probably most likely not going to be here next year. just for the simple fact of the cap situation and future monies that there are going to assimilate with when it comes to Drake London and possible Bijan Robinson extension in the next couple years. So they're not going to risk that. But let me put a trade scenario for y'all that that actually would have to make sense for this to be pulled off. Before I do that, how would y'all personally feel about the Atlanta Falcons pull this trigger? Because we saw this same thing about Terry McLaurin last night, where the same people talking about pull the trigger for him too. Let's see. While I'm waiting on that, I'm just read a couple comments in here. Yeah, I just see a bunch of hell no's. Jermaine Walton here said also giving up our future in players and draft picks. Keyshawn Vlad says I think it's okay to see what they want for him, but pulling the trigger on it is not something we should do. Derek Hughes here says, I think we proceed with what we already have in place. Okay. Strapped up here talking about I hope he comes to Atlanta. I'm willing to give up Pitts for sure. Okay, so let's run down these names here because I think I have a list here. I run down these names. Okay, so first of all, you already know Micah Parsons is going to command at least a $40 million a year contract. So he's going to be getting what TJ Watt's getting. And he's going to be looking for some long-term money as well. So you're looking at about $35-40 million a year. Okay. Let me put some names out here. Jesse Bates. What do y'all think about his name being in the deal? Okay. Like you said, Kyle Pitts would definitely be part of the deal. So pretty much what you're going to be doing is you're going to have to give up guys that are up for contracts here pretty soon. I have 5 names on here that could I say 5 names on this list that could possibly be part of this deal, and I think you will have to part way with at least 3 of them. Like I said, Jesse Bates, Tyler Algier, Kyle Pitts, James Pierce Jr., and I got it. Troy Anderson. So at least 3 of those 5 players will have to be in the deal. Now let's go to the draft picks. Yeah. Football, they don't do 3-team deals in football. I haven't seen I haven't seen any. No. Oh, I forgot to add one more name on that list. Arnold Ebiketie. So it's 6 players, at least 3 of them. Now, when we're talking about draft picks, you're going to have to part with at least half of 2026. So remember, you don't have that first round pick. So that first round pick for 2026 is not going, without that first round pick, is not enough. So you're going to have to part with the second, the third, probably a fifth and a seventh. So you're looking at a possibility of one of those Herschel Walker type of deals. Yeah, the same Herschel Walker deal that helped that helped the Dallas Cowboys build their dynasty in the 90s. Cause like you said, I don't, and I asked the question: if you feel like that's too much, and this is just a question here, this is not a dig at anybody, and you're one of those one, and if you're one of those ones, are you ready for it? Um, Derek Hughes talking about don't nobody want Troy. Actually, Troy has a lot more value than you realize. If he, but only thing that's holding his value back is if he stays healthy. He's not gonna be here. Let's do it. Jesse Bates is not gonna be here forever. YOLO. I'm here for the logo, not the players. You only, like you said, the only way that you could pull it with Jesse Bates is if you already have a, like you said, that means that Xavier Watts, Billy Bowman, DeMarco Hellips, if they're all ready to take on that role that he's left. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think those guys are ready yet. You can visit a Jesse Bates trade after this season, in my opinion. Um, See, I think Terry Matt trade would be more realistic, especially with the Moon injury. You think Terry McLaurin would be a realistic trade? I didn't think about that. But here's the problem. Terry McLaurin wants money too. That's the issue right there. That's the problem when you're having these big name guys who are looking to get traded, because if you really look at it, all of it is about a certain aspect of money that they want. That's why when you start seeing these big names talk, I demand a trade here, I demand a trade here, and I demand a trade here. This is why I say fuck no to neither of them. Because the greatest issue that we have right now is we have to set up our money situation for homegrown talent. See, like I said, we cannot get caught. And this is what I'm saying here. I know as fans, we always, and this is what OG Sam always say, the Madden mindset. We get so caught up in big names. We get so caught up in bringing in guys who are known and guys who are known to be top players. But the thing about it is, as well, is you also have to have homegrown players that are actually good too. Like you said, you trading away, you're trading away prospects and draft picks every year for big name guys. Eventually, those big name guys become old, or the big name guys don't have the same impact. So now you have to overcompensate in the prospect department. And Beasley, I'm kind of with you on that. Like you said, like you said, Bates is too important to this defense right now for the simple fact that he really is the only. Well, as of right now, he's really the only playmaker we have. Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, Carlo. Yeah, we have to develop our own talent. Like I said, that's why you brought in the Jeff Ulbrich type, a guy who is known to help develop linebackers. Like you said, either Jalen Walker or James Pierce Jr. is our own Michael Parsons. And me personally, I would rather find that out. I would rather find out if James Pierce Jr. is our Michael Parsons than bring in a Michael Parsons that's going to cost us to cut at least 1/3 of our team next year. Can't do it, folks. Sonya, yeah, Sonya said we can't be bringing in another Julio Jones problem player. Oh Lord, oh Lord, yeah. That's not gonna bode well. Said Beasley is that Michael Parsons is a baller, but he ain't no LT or Ray Lewis. Yep, continue what we got to work in place. Like Ant said, Jalen Walker could be that player for us. Keyshawn said we'll be turning into the 2018 Falcons. Yeah, yeah, a lot of money distributed with not a lot of pieces to develop. Yeah, nah, I'm good on that. I'm good on that. And plus, you don't want to be in this part where you have to throw away a lot of pieces, especially when you have a first year quarterback that you still got to get acclimated into the league as a starter. See, but like I said, that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion on it. Like I said, hey, y'all have y'all conclusions on that. So I just wanted to get my takes on that situation. I think is a bullshit situation. And like you said, I think the Falcons right now should not, in my opinion, should not pursue that because they're not in a position to be giving away prospects for one player, and one player may not be the difference between this team winning the playoff game or not making the playoffs. Because defensively wise in Dallas while he was there, yes, there was a lot of sacks. That defense was mid all the way around. So you get splash plays here and there, but the overall defense was mid. If our defense is already at that point of close to being mid, I'd rather build that with my own talent. So let me see. We at about the 20-minute mark here. So I'm gonna give about 5 more minutes. I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and ask some questions, and then I'm gonna be out here. Like I said, man, like I said, if you're new to the channel, like I said, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit them buttons for 6MK Live. It is 6MK Live on all platforms. Like I said, Instagram, X. Um, hey, and like I said, I'm an open book. So, hey, man, we just gonna hit the Jeopardy music, so y'all go ahead and start asking some questions, and we gonna answer them in the 6MK style that I normally do it at. But like I said, once again, shout out to the people that has tuned in here. Like I said, you could have been doing anything better. Like I said, you could, like you said, and you see that it's K Styles by itself. Y'all could be doing anything better, but y'all over here showing support to your boy, so I definitely appreciate that. Um, let's see. Let's see, we got some more. Okay, Southside said Kurt looks sharp and completely healthy off that Achilles injury. I feel he will be the starting quarterback for the Colts. Week 1. What? No, 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 no. So you said that they gonna trade him to the Colts? They go, nah, I can't do that. No, 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 no. All right. Got a couple more minutes. So I get no questions in a couple more minutes. We gonna go ahead and we gonna end the show here. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, they said they didn't want to believe you. I said the same thing. It's the Southside said, "Ain't no way, Terry. We can't trade for niggas who's looking for big contracts, especially when you have Drake looking for a damn big contract his damn self." All right. Well, we about to get up on out of here. I don't see any questions coming through. Like I said, man, we definitely appreciate y'all coming in, getting my takes on this. Like I said, this is another episode of 6MK versus Kev, where you get Kev solo dolo, so you can see that my mindset is my mindset. So till next time, people, we ain't here to play. We here to stay. And like I said, y'all make sure y'all have the good rest of your day. And based on this thing, like I said, just shout out to y'all for coming in here and showing me some love. All right, man. We out.